Elderly woman dies after ex-security guard poses as a surgeon and operates on her. So many questions. Okay, this was a quote from somebody who worked at the hospital. We can't keep up with every doctor and what everyone is doing at all times. What do you think this is, McDonald's? This is a friggin' hospital. It's a large hospital, explained one of the administrative officials who spoke on this anomaly. So, like a one-off, basically. Is it a one-off, though? The well gets deeper. So apparently this guy has a track record as posing as physicians and visiting other patients at their homes. Not really an anomaly, is it now? So according to the staff at the hospital, he was a former employee and he was fired for attempting to extort money from dying patients. Who is doing the hiring at this hospital? That's what I want to know. Second of all, I get it. It's a hospital. It's really busy. It's a pandemic time. People are coming in and out. I get it. But if this nigga was already red flagged because he was doing this shit before, how did you not notice him? Like, really? That's their excuse. It's a big hospital and we can't keep track of every doctor. Yo, let me tell you something. If they said this to me, because something like that happened to my family member, that's the day I'm willingly going to jail for murder. We might be in the hospital full of doctors. They ain't going to be able to save that person's life after what I do to them. It's done for them. It's a wrap. Thoughts?
I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. What do you want me to say? It's a dumb story. This is a dumb story where somebody did something crazy and wild. I don't know how long they got away with it, but I mean, the hospital's always going to find a way to talk themselves out of it. You know what I'm saying? But like, I don't know. What can I say to add to this story that somebody hasn't already thought or said to themselves? There's nothing I can add to this. So it's crazy. It's crazy. That's all I can say.
Well, I mean, viewing public, my guy is starting to sound like Maul from the Joe Budden podcast. It's crazy. It's crazy. But what are your thoughts? Because it's definitely more than crazy. It's fucked up. I'm very curious to see how this actually pans out. They're trying to settle with the family. Naturally, of course, right? They're trying to settle with the family. And it's very clear what happened. She was an 80-year-old woman, and she passed away from a botched surgery. Because he is or was a security guard, and the closest he ever came to operation was the board game. And he probably lost at that. So many questions, waiting for the answers. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is why people are afraid to get the fucking vaccination, man. This is why. Shit like this. Deuces. So I guess Drake didn't spend all of his money on that mattress. That $400,000 mattress. He's got a little bit left in the stash, a little in the cut. So Drake is partnering with Live Nation Canada to open a new concert venue in Toronto called History. Now, according to the announcement, the venue is going to hold 2,500 people, and will offer artists a versatile and intimate destination to perform and connect with fans in Toronto. And they plan to host 200 concerts at the event annually. Now, History has been in development for over 3 years, with construction scheduled to be complete later this summer. The venue is situated at the east end of the city, near the beaches neighborhood. This is at 1663 Queen Street East. So it's kind of dope. Like, I gotta be honest with you, man. I don't like going to concerts because I have anxiety. I don't want to be shoulder to shoulder with thousands or hundreds of thousands of people. And also on top of that, I can't afford the great seats. So I have a better, you know what I mean? Like, my view of the will be better just me watching them on YouTube or TV.
You're just happy to be there. I don't.
Yeah.
You don't have the I want to be there and sit very close money. It's just like I just want to be there.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I like the fact that that they're opening up a venue like this, and knowing Drake is going to be all classy and fancy and shit like that. So it's probably going to be kind of fire. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I mean, for the longest time, I think Toronto needs a venue like this. Like that's what I think is the greatest thing. I don't think we have a venue anymore. Like we have the Budweiser soundstage at CNE. We have obviously the Rogers Center, but when you talk about
Drake
those
Hotel,
nice Drake Hotel, you have that club on the water. What's it called now? Rebel. What's it called this week? Rebel Nightclub.
It changes all the time.
Yeah,
do we still have Sneaky D's?
Okay, stop this. You're the guy longing for the days of government is what you're doing. You're out here saying like, yo, when's government coming back? It's gone, nigga. It's gone. Okay, let it go. And we need a venue like this because we don't have a venue where it can be like for small, intimate. And I know it says 2,500, but trust me, in the game of entertainment, that's considered a small, intimate gathering. In the words of Drake. Drake says, I long for the days. I love those days where I perform in small, intimate venues.
2,500
people. Exactly.
Of course.
There's niggas watching this right now that had a show with 10 of their friends, and the other 5 people didn't even know who they were. They came with their boy to see their boy perform after them.
We know.
And then after their boy leaves, they're gone too. So you're only performing for your 10 friends. We know how the flex goes. And they're happy with those 10 people, 2,500 people. But it is something that we need. You know what I mean? We don't have that. I want to have a space in Toronto. I want Toronto to have all the shit that New York has. All of that. You know what I mean? So we got to keep that flowing, keep that going, and get something like that up and running again, because we did used to have it with government.
Right.
I'll bring it back up.
Right.
I'll bring it back up for all the old heads out here. We did have it with government. That's where everybody went during Carabana time.
Agreed, man. I think it would be super dope, super fire. A lot of people watching this, especially if they're local to Toronto and they're rappers, they're probably like, yo, that's sick, man. I'm going to do my album release party. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. No, you're not. This is not for you.
No, you're not.
This is not for you. Rent out your homie's basement or rent out like the barbecue space at Scarborough Bluffs. This is not for you. Maybe it is. I don't know, but probably not. And if you could fill it with...
They apparently already have like the place like booked for the first few shows and all that shit, from what I heard.
I mean, who's surprised?
That already shows you.
I'm not.
You attach Drake's name to anything at first. And it's let's forget about the restaurant that he opened. Shh.
Yo, I was borderline thinking that we should just call this the Drake podcast and not even talk about Drake. Just the Drake podcast, just to get the subscribers up.
Listen, nigga, this is not Joe Budden podcast, and we gonna keep the same name. We're not gonna name it after somebody, and then later down the road he gonna come down like, excuse me, guys. Remember episode 307 when you said that I own this shit? Well,
yeah,
unfortunately, I got my lawyers together.
Well, now I'm here to collect.
Don't
Thank
forget
you.
He has a Jewish side. He has a Jewish side. Let's not play. We don't play with that.
Viewing public, what are your thoughts here, especially if you are local to Toronto? I mean, I already know your thoughts. You think this is the flex, and you probably think Drake is going to be there every single night. He is not. It is a business move for Drake and a good look for the city. Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and know your local niggas will not be performing there. Deuces.
And what if Drake is out every night? What's the problem? You got beef? He owns the spot, dog. If I own the spot, I'm either opening in the middle or headlining.
Technically, he could be there, but probably not. Okay.
Goodbye. Oh no, we're gonna stay here. No, I have just as much right as you. No, you do.
Actually, I have more damn right. Because you know what? I work. I pay taxes. I'm an American.
Okay, Karen.
We were born here too. Pretty sure my English is better than yours.
She pays her taxes.
I think my English is just fine because you're understanding exactly everything I'm saying, right? I'm sick of you all shit. Y'all are just constantly, it's constantly something, always trying to stand out, make a big freaking scene. If y'all would shut up.
We're making a scene. We're making a scene.
Just like when
we bothered no one.
Why? Look, Because all you want to do is express.
These bridges have been tainted for how many years, and now you're gonna come over here and
don't
ruin our
like
stuff?
each other? Are you confused?
Yeah, this is my girlfriend.
Yeah, it's your girl.
Jay's Louise.
You know, I'm not an advocate for violence, especially against women. But she needs to get knocked the fuck out. Like, what is this? Oh, God. I want to say what I want to say, but I don't know how to say it without coming across like prejudice. You know what I mean? But what is this entitlement that people that look like her have? Like, why do you think you are able to do that? And it's okay. Like when people were pushing the BLM movement and they were spray painting or even writing in like washable chalk BLMs, people were going nuts. Like, what is the problem with that? Why do you have to do that? What is the issue with these people expressing how they feel towards one another with the rainbow? Why does that bother you so much? Why can't you just walk by it? If you don't like it, cool. Not everything is for everybody, but just walk by it. Why do you have to make a scene, spray paint it, and prove how ignorant you are? Like, I don't understand. Like, what does that even accomplish? Who does she represent? I know she represents a large group of people because she's not the only people that feel like that. I'm aware of this. But what does that do for her? Like, really?
It's confusing to me, man. The level of anger towards strangers that people can have is confusing to me. But let me tell you something, man. This is the thing, and I'm just gonna say it straight up. We live in the year 2021. I don't know what TV channels these white people have. I don't know what news stations these white people be watching. I don't know where they be going out to. But anybody with a even a little bit of a brain, even a small brain at this point, there's hamsters and cockroaches out there that understand the climate and the world that we're living in right now. That videotape Karen type of world where you can't just walk up to somebody and do something because you might get filmed and you might get put on TMZ. And people know this. Like, how many times does this happen? And it happens to one lady, and then it happens to another lady, and another lady, and another lady, and they all white. What world? Is there a separate world that I don't know about that exists where these people are living, where they are watching these things that fuel this hatred and fuel this anger? Where do they work? Because I guarantee in 2021, they probably work with somebody who ain't white. Or might be the owner of the company.
That's what I'm saying, man. It's the level of entitlement. You know, when we spoke to the 215 indigenous children at the residential schools, we know who started those schools. When we look at all the, you know, the violent acts towards Asians recently, like the increase in that, we know where those acts are stemming from. Don't get me started on people who look like us, black and brown. Like, we know who, they're not alone. I don't want to make it sound like it's just them, but we know where the majority of the attacks are stemming from. Like, where is this level of confidence come from that you feel like the world is yours and you can just stomp through it without any repercussions? It boggles my mind, because I know if I feel a certain way about a certain group of people, which I don't, because I'm not prejudiced, I don't lump everybody into one group, but let's just say I did for this conversation, I'm intelligent enough to know that I have to coexist on this planet, on this earth, in this country, in this city, in this neighborhood, whatever, with other people who don't look like me, who don't share my beliefs. And if I want to coexist with them and live peacefully, I need to see something that I may not like and be like, and move on with my day. Why do they feel like they do not have to act like I have to act? Why do they feel like they can be boisterous and stampede through everything without any repercussion? I don't know where it comes from, man. I don't know. I wish I had that level of confidence.
You don't know where it comes from. You have no idea where it comes from. It comes from the superiority complex, man. There's some white people out there that are bred from generation and generation and generations of white people who feel like they're superior to everybody else. So when you pass down that superiority, they walk around with it. And especially when you have people with a Southern accent. The South was the slowest to accept every single thing that had to do with ending slavery and having equal rights, quote unquote, for other races other than black. You know what I mean? There's other races living there too. But they were the slowest to adjust and still haven't adjusted to this whole thing. Because there's crazy things that are going on still today. And this lady has a Southern accent. She's from Tennessee. This is where this has happened. And that area is a designated area for freedom of speech. That's what it's made for, that area. So you have to understand, for somebody to go over to that area that is designated by the state for something and feel that they have a right to deface it because she simply pays taxes, which I don't know how that makes you better than anybody else. We all pay taxes out here, lady. We all pay taxes out here. We have to, if we try to do anything in life. So I don't know where that goes, but to say that and to be there and do that, that's the mentality. That's what it is.
Look, man, I love everyone. I don't care about your sexual preference. I don't care what you woke up and what sex you felt like you were today, or how you want to identify yourself, what pronoun you want to use, what color your skin. I love everybody. I try to judge everyone based on my experiences with them. This particular lady, I never met her in my entire life. Maybe if I had a conversation with her, I could understand where she's coming from. Maybe we could try to, bring her back to reality. You know what I mean? I don't know. But what I'm saying, though, is to your point, my guy, where you said this is a space designed for this type of freedom of expression. She didn't even have to go there. Unless it was on her way home or to work. She didn't even have to go there. And even if she did have to walk through it, that's what the place is for. If I don't eat McDonald's, I'm not just going to walk up into McDonald's and see you eating a burger and be like, snatch that out of your hand. That's not for you. No, I just don't go in there. I don't know what to say, man. It's Pride Month. Happy Pride to everyone who is enjoying Pride, living out loud and proud. Do you boo? And don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to comment too, man, because these stories, unfortunately, just are not going anywhere. Deuces.